Welcome to today's Bristol Business Network lunch, and thank you all for coming and braving the challenging car parking arrangements we have here. I do appreciate the effort that you've made. I'm going to start with a quote, and I showed a copy of the week at one of my last lunches and said this is where I get my quotes from. But today is an exception because it was on this day in 1929 that Anne Frank was born, and there's a whole wealth of quotes from Anne Frank, but the one I've chosen today is, "Whoever is happy will make others happy too," which I think is a very apt one for networking and what you can actually get from networking. But what else happened on this day? In 1979, it was the first cross-channel human-powered flight by a man called Brian Allen in a plane called Gossamer Adventurer, I believe. In 1913, it was the first ever animated cartoon, so that's a special one for Sam Finley, so I'm sure he knew that anyway. And it was all about a dog eating sausages until it threw up. So, but there you go. So it's amazing what you do find out. And in 1897, I know we've got a patent attorney in the room. The Swiss Army knife was patented this day in 1897. So, I mean, they're not exactly small now because they get wider and wider the more and more utensils that you can get in. So, that's a little bit of history for today. So, I just want to say thank you for your referrals and recommendations for the new visitors that are getting introduced to the network, the new people that you refer to me who then go on the invitation list and hopefully will come to an event in the future. So thank you all so much for your continued referrals and recommendations. It is in fact the lifeblood of any organisation, so I appreciate what you do. But why are you here today? Does anyone know Reid Hoffman? Has anyone heard of Reid Hoffman? Well, that's interesting, so I can say whatever I want really, but Reid Hoffman was the co-founder of LinkedIn, and LinkedIn, I believe, has now overtaken Facebook as one of the biggest business social sites in the world. So, and he wrote an article about opportunity, and he says success always begins with an opportunity. So the fact that you're here today means you're on that road to success. Opportunities will come from curiosity. So again, there's an opportunity for you to be curious about other people's businesses. Opportunities will come if you're frustrated about something in your business and how you can overcome that challenge, or if you're looking to overcome one of your clients' challenges. You're going to find opportunities from asking questions and finding out more about what people do, why they do it, how they do it, what their plans are. And opportunities come from serendipity. The fact of people getting together and having those conversations will mean that more opportunities will actually become available. And he says, have a yes day. So why not have a yes day today? Say yes to everything. Okay? Within reason, I hasten to add, okay, there are caveats on that, but say yes and see what doors it will open. And it's about cultivating randomness. Today, there's 35 people in the room today. It's a random selection of people who've decided to come to this event. Who knows what's going to happen once you actually start talking? And he says one of the big things is connect to human networks. Well, we're all humans and we're all connecting, so that's a very good place to start. Does it work? Now, I think I can refer this to Mark, because Mark was the only person in my Exeter lunch last week. And I actually had a tweet through from one of the members down there. And he said, "Oh, I just wanted to thank you for just signed up some business." I said, "Oh, fantastic." You know, and he said, that has now made £22,847 worth of business signed up over the last 8 months, which equates to 747 lunches, now, which is 61 years of lunches. So I guess I won't be doing those lunches in the 61st year. But that's one way that it works. And then I had a really interesting conversation with Taiwo this week. And she said, "Oh, I love it. It's been brilliant." She said, "I've had a banner done by Nigel from N3, and the graphics were done by GWS Media, and GWS Media are making my new app, which is coming out in July." So that's all because of the people Taiwo's met at the networking lunch. So it does actually work if you put your mind to it. I'm going to hand over to the table hosts in a second, and they've all volunteered to be table hosts today, despite what they might tell you. And I've had interesting responses. I've had my I am overfloweth with excitement was one. So I like the old bit of old English in there, which was very good. I've had people who are happy to host, people who are delighted to host, and people who said, if I'm the last choice, then okay, I'll do it. So you've got a whole spectrum of people there. But one of the things that I'm going to ask you to do, and the table host can reiterate this, is I'd like you to do a presentation of 30 seconds to the business to your left. So it does involve you to do some listening. Now I know if there's a gap, then it will be the person who is next to the gap. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to the table host, and ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your networking lunch. Thank you very much.